10 is going to be remote on Teams. So you won't have to come in. You can do it from home if you want. So it'll be at the regular time.
Next week is midterm.
Yeah, week 6. Hey, how's it going, you guys? Good to see you. I'm gonna show you our canvas. It's always good to remind people what's coming up.
For the program that was finished those 38.
First half, yeah. First half of the training. If you did the wrong training, that'll be fine with me. Superintendent.
A total of 38,
right? 50. Yeah, so half of them, that'd be like, more than, just if you got some of them in there. If you didn't have enough, as long as you did some. I see only about 9 people did anything. So
I did the superintendent, and then gave me a certificate.
excellent. So you're done. So you're done with this week and next week. So you can do bonus. Like I was saying, Steve may have project management, general contractor for his class. So if you get it ahead of time, that just means you're already done, right? But you might, just have not.
I wasn't sure if it was like, that was the first part?
Yeah.
Or is it the whole thing?
For this week, it was just the first half.
Oh.
So for next week, it's the whole thing.
Okay.
So you're good. You got a cruise week during the midterm. Smart. All right. So quiz 2, remember that's going to be due by midnight, 11:59. And I know you guys probably have already turned yours in. Maybe these guys haven't. Make sure you turn in just a screenshot of that you did the Procore training, that you got first half done of the general contractor superintendent. So it's pretty good training. Give you a leg up on getting in the door with actual contracting firms. They use this document management software because it's really set up for the workflow of construction. So then by next Thursday, the 19th, just make sure you finish the general contractor superintendent training for Procore. And screenshot, I can look it up too. I'm checking up on you guys. I can see where people have been working on it. So that's good. Good news about Procore. There's a lot of administrative tools, as far as how the documents are flowing through the system. Yeah, I put it in Canvas because we need something for records for the accreditation people. In 2 years, they're going to come and visit us for our actual next accreditation visit. So we just have to prove that we're teaching the learning outcomes and that students are performing up to, that. So we've got this screenshot in there just so that you prove that you did the assignment. Since it's in Procore.
For which one?
So today's assignment, the one that was due yesterday, right? That was completing the first half of the Procore certification general contractor superintendent. So let me show that to you. So I got Procore up here. If I go to my courses, that's this page here. But if I go to all the courses, Procore certification, you'll have access to all these things. So you can take extra ones if you want. But the one for this class is going to be Procore certification, and then under general contractor, and then general contractor superintendent. So you'll have access to all these. I think Steve is going to make this one here in his project management class.
Yeah, I think I did Core Tools.
Yeah, I think
Core Tools is good. Core Tools is good because that gives you the overall view of everything. So it can't hurt. So you guys made plenty of progress. You guys are my star students. You guys are here and you guys are doing well. You'll get full credit. Yeah, you'll get full credit. Input credit.
Yeah, because I just saw core tools. I
Yeah.
thought it was that one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a thing, right? There's a lot here.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot here, and look at estimator. Here's one for you on the side. Yeah. Field worker, that's more like core tools. It's pretty similar. So some of these have overlap because then you have your field personnel. You only want them to look at what they have access to, or same thing with superintendent. But if project manager needs access to all the financials, pretty much everything inside of Procore. So that's good news. Quality and safety, they have a lot of features in there for safety management, quality control management. So it's, so the only risk you take by doing these certifications is that another class will require it. And then you'll just go, well, I already did that. Yeah. What else did I do? Okay. And then, at the very end, admin. Ooh, once you got it all, then administrator. It could be the company Procore administrator. And then they have other stuff too. So if you're interested in the summer, if you want to build up the skills, like I said, those certificates directly published on your LinkedIn page, and then employers can see that you have developed those skills on your own, that you have motivation to jump in there. All right. Well, let's start out first with our midterm review. What? Midterm? Oh. Midterm is coming up. Midterm's coming up. So that will be everything that we cover up till, through this week. So we're going to cover a little bit more after this, but we'll do the midterm review first. So who is going to be responsible for the initiation, risk assumption, funding, controlling, managing, and approving of a project? The owner. Yep. The owner's the one. And projects can be funded primarily by two methods. What are those two methods?
Public or private folks?
Got it. Either public or private. Who is responsible for transforming the owner's vision and requirements into a design and construction documents requirements? Yes. All right. Who is responsible for cost estimating, time scheduling, contracting, procurement, bidding, negotiation, purchasing, and the management of the construction? Contractor. Yep. Contractor. So a CM as advisor wouldn't do all that. He would be, a lesser scope. And then two specific types of successful teamwork are, what do you think?
Partnering.
Yep. Partnering and collaboration are the two types. Project conception, project delivery, design, construction documents, procurement, construction and facility management constitute C, correct. Facility life cycle. A project is defined as the process of planning, designing, documenting, procuring, contracting, and constructing. Once the project is completed, it becomes, yes, a facility. The journey of exploring and defining possibilities and constraints by using critical thinking skills is, especially D, right? No. Did you guys read Dante's Inferno? No. We still do that in literature. Yeah, it's the process of design. Conceptual, schematic, developmental, and construction documentation are all part of A. Correct. the uniform classification system for organizing preliminary construction information into a standard order or sequence on the basis of systems and assemblies is called no.
The uniform?
So
Or the omni-class?
the master format. This is the master format. That's the organization of it. Right? Let me pull up the book. You can find the difference between those three. We'll digress a little bit here. Where is it? And there it is. Search. Oh, here we are. We're right here. We're right in the specifications. So let's see, where is this in the book here? It's probably nearby. Let's talk about what those things are. The other thing, the uniform map, that is the structure of how you organize the drawings. The specifications, these are the overall document of whichever specification system you use. OmniClass is an international formatting system for specifications, and then master format is the CSI format. So the uniform classification that we're talking about in this class is master format, the CSI format. All right, effective design team coordination requires what do you think about this one?
All of the above.
Yes, correct. Everything here, all of the above. Characteristics of drawings. Hopefully it's pretty straightforward. What do you think? Try again. Eight. Yeah. So they indicate, they're the instruments of service. They indicate in general the location of things and products. They don't provide all the information because the information could be specs. It could be other shop drawings. So there's additional information required, contracts. Most vital part of the construction documentation process. They are important, but they don't stand alone. So they also are just as important as the specification, and the drawings do not take precedence over the specifications. The documents work together with the specifications. They can't really be taken independently, they have to be both taken together. So yes, so the characteristics of drawings is A. Characteristics of specifications. B, that's correct. Characteristic is specifications, define the qualitative requirements for the products, the materials, equipment, physical properties of the products, performance standards, workmanship standards, and administrative procedures of the project. All right, let me click this down a little bit. Due diligence, studies, programming, master planning, design fees, commissioning fees, jurisdictional fees, relocation costs, termination of leases on existing facilities, rental agreements, and are all example of A. Those are all the soft costs. But call those the soft costs. The hard costs are the land and the building and the labor. Everything else is soft costs. But they aren't so soft. They're still costly. Oh, they're so cute. They're like clouds. The biggest portion of the project budget is probably the labor, or it could be the products and systems. It's not all of the above. Products and systems are usually a bit more than the labor. It's not necessarily equal. It's a rule of thumb in residential, though. Like, how much does the stuff cost, and much labor to put it in. Nice way to make some money. Yeah. The characteristics of schedules are
D.
A, B, and C. A, B, and C. They can contain, contingencies in there. Definitely A, and B is important, right? When you have milestones, it's important to put those in the schedule. And then contingencies, if you got some unknown time frames and stuff in there. Cost estimates are not prices, but they're more like opinions of probable cost. Is that true or false? True. It is true. So a cost estimate is not an actual quote, but it's an opinion based on putting people's numbers together. Codes governing commercial construction and residential construction are different. Is that true or false? Forgot to send this. That is true. That is true. The owner, contractor, and AE are parties to the construction agreement. Not true, right? So the owner and the contractor are the parties to the construction agreement, unless the AE is part of the contractor.
Can you explain that one more time?
Yeah, so the AE contract is separate between the owner and the design team. And then the construction contract is a separate contract between the owner and the contractor. So the only separation there would be if the AE was inside of the contractor, but that means that still the agreement is between the owner and the contractor.
So you're saying the AE cannot be like seen as individual, like party, you could say?
Yeah, it's a different. So for example, the GC and the owner contract with the A series of documents, and then the owner and the architect they go with the B series, right? So the architect's contract between the owner and the contract is the B101, right? And the contractor's contract is the A101. But there's design build contracts. There's different ones in there, 201 and so on. But yeah, it's that. For some reason, they made the contractors the A series instead of making the architects the A series. And the architects is a B series, right? They're general contracts. And then consultants are C. At least consultants, they figured that one out. It's a C series. And then the most important documents for closing out are the G series. Where'd you come up with that? I don't know. Whatever. AIA. So anyways, so we're talking about these standard agreements, and the consensus documents follow along with the same sort of thing. The parties to the agreement. It's that tripartite agreement. So the owner contracts with the contractor, and then the owner also contracts with the design team. But then there is some interaction between the design team, but then the responsibility flows back to the owner with both of those other parties. All right, so next one. Supplementary conditions should be coordinated with the owner contractor agreement. True. That's true. That's talking about the A201. Yeah. Supplementary and general conditions. Preliminary project descriptions are legal and binding construction documents. That's a tricky one. Well, that's actually true. They are the preliminary documents, but they are still part of the project manual, and I had determined the documentation at the early schematic phase. So they're still part of the documents. Yeah. Repetition of information on both drawings and specifications is a good way to emphasize its importance. Okay, this is false. This is bad news. You want whatever information you have to be presented in a single location. So the best practice is whatever information you're presenting. If you're presenting specification type information, you put those in the specs. If you're presenting graphical information, you put those in the drawings. So, and you don't want to overlap, because then if anything ever changes, you've got to change that in multiple places. So the answer is false. Not good to repeat information. Quality control activities occur before or while accomplishing the work or service. True. That one's true. So that quality control controls the quality on the inside as it goes in, and then quality assurance checks up afterwards to make sure that the quality was achieved. I may have just answered the next two questions. Budget costs and construction costs are the same.
False.
False. That is false. Patently false. The source of funding has no bearing on the project delivery method and the pricing method used. It really has no bearing on it. True. That is true. The source of funding, so the project delivery method the decision is based on the type of building, the sophistication of the owner, not necessarily related to the financing.
But wouldn't a public job be designed to build?
It could, so that the source of funding, it could, yeah, and the pricing method. Yeah, so is this a non-answerable question? Yes.
So the source of funding, so you're saying it cannot affect the delivery method and pricing method? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, it shouldn't affect that. Here, let me see what let's see what the test says. Go ahead and find that question. And there's quizzes. Take a look at it.
But we could, let's say that if you have a price, right? And then later you have another price because of the source, right?
Right.
I think it will affect the project, right? Like you will make some changes because you have a lower budget. No, it can happen. But
It could. We got to get to the true false questions here. All right. Didn't tell me. Wait a second. Everything else is unanswered. Did I get that one right? They'll tell us. Okay.
So I was right?
It's true. It has no bearing.
Oh, what? Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yep. Good to check. Good to check though. All right. The project team consists of
I would say A.
A is the best answer. A is the best answer because these guys are outside officials, contractor and subcontractor. It's pretty similar to A, and then owner, financer, architect, contractor. The financer is not part of the team. That looks like it could be A or C. Really similar. All right, now look again. What's the real answer? All right, that's one. If I'm right or not. Go too far?
Yeah. Down. Down to
Further? Yep.
like 30 or something. 30,
Here we go.
32.
Next one.
That's subcontract.
Owner, architect, contractor, subcontractor. All right. Oh, this one, C. C was the answer. Okay. The biggest portion of the project budget is,
Construction costs.
yes, construction costs. By far, largest cost. The relationship between the owner, the AE, and the contractor is referred to as
Symbiotic.
for this class, it's B, the tripartite. The tripartite, because of the strange relationship between the AE and the contractor. It's kind of a dotted line relationship there. So the AE contracts with the owner, the contractor contracts with the owner, but then the owner and the the contractor and the architect have responsibilities to each other. Communication, architect approving payment requests, and the contractor responsible for the quality. So quality is the balance between, some of these are funny. Not obvious?
A.
It's A. Extent of the work, the cost, and the time. Contract between two parties for an original purpose is prime. Yep. D, prime contract. A design builder selection method can be All of the above, yes. Yep. Procedures put in place to guard against defects and deficiency before and during the execution of work are which one of those? Control, yeah. Well, A, quality control. So making sure that it goes in right, that's quality control. Checking up afterwards, that's the quality assurance. Building codes, zoning ordinances, and site use regulations are example of correct. B, regulatory requirements. To be effective in communicating, the specifications should be C, that's the way to go, yeah. Clear, complete, correct, and concise. The AIA A201 and the consensus documents 200, both documents commonly known as the general conditions of the contract, state who will interpret and decide matters concerning performance based on the contract documents upon written request. Who is that party?
Is it C?
Yes, it's AE. Yeah, that's who under this contract is the arbitrator, you know, who decides matters of performance of quality. Construction by separate contractors provides that kind of a tricky one. This is A. So if you're gonna hire separate contractors for the same job site, you want to make sure that they're operating under very similar, if not exactly the same general conditions for the job site, even though they have separate contracts. The review of documents to determine if the design is practical to construct with means, methods, and products available within the proposed time, owner's budget, which identify the areas of design that may be difficult or impractical to execute, and determines other design options as needed, is known as D. That would be D, constructability analysis. Who creates the design, makes product selections, prepares construction documents, establishes requirements, and administers construction contracts?
Is it B?
Nope.
AE.
Yes, it's C, the AE. The process whereby the schematic design transforms into more detail with more precise and specific drawings that contain either physical or electronic models and outline specifications, uniformat are initiated is called I heard E, design development documentation. There are times when variables are necessary within the design and the execution of a design. Which of the following are a variable? All of the above. So it could be allowances, alternates, unit prices, all of the above. Building codes, zoning ordinances, deed restrictions or covenants, and site use regulations are all example of C, regulatory requirements. bidding, public and private, negotiating and purchasing documents, instructions to bidders or proposers about the established bid or proposal procedures and bid forms and supplements are referred to not quite. Try again. D, the contracting requirements. So yeah, these are part of the project manual, but this is specifically the contracting requirements sections. Contracting forms, the agreement, project forms, conditions of the contract, revisions, clarifications, and modifications are all a part of what?
Is it A?
Not quite. That's B. Contracting requirements. Yeah, because, yeah, it's more than just procurement, right? A notice to all potential bidders is try again. D. It's an advertisement. An invitation is specific, maybe to a limited group of contractors. An advertisement is a public advertisement to all potential bidders.
You said D?
D. Contract documents contain the legally enforceable requirements which become part of the contract when the agreement is signed. That is true. What provides a guarantee that if the contractor defaults or fails to perform, the surety will either complete the contract or provide sufficient funds for such completion? Correct. Performance bond. What defines the basic rights and responsibilities and relationships among the entities involved in the performance of the contract? Yes. B, the conditions of the contract. Documents initiating changes or clarifications that have not been incorporated into the contract by formal contract modifications include which of the following? Be all the above. Yeah. Yeah. Specifications define the qualitative requirements for the products, materials, and workmanship upon which the construction contract is based. What do the drawings define? All the above, yeah. So the drawings have all the above there. All the following are true about the use of standardized general conditions such as the AIA A201 and the EJ CDC C700, except. So everything true except. They're throwing you a curve there. Yeah, it's B. So even though these drawings, yeah, I mean, even though these documents have been developed, your attorney still needs to look at them. You know, the company attorney still has to review them. You can't just say this. Having been reviewed initially by legal counsel, an attorney need not be consulted for the project. No, that's not true. All right. Questions on the review?
There was a question on the midterm that I don't think we went through here, but on the quiz that marked it wrong. Nothing was right.
On the quiz?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
It was the facility life cycle includes all of the following except, I saw it on the midterm.
All right, let me jump back into that one.
Down right there.
This one?
Yeah. So up with financing. That's what it said in the book.
I believe that's right. Facility life cycle includes all.
And then that was on the first quiz and they marked it wrong.
Okay. Let's see. Submit that. Maybe I got it in there wrong. These are two separate quizzes too. Yeah. Same thing in there twice. Oh, project conception. So did I teach you that, guys? That one wrong?
Well, in the book it says financing, so it's well.
I think it's in there wrong. I'll have to modify it. I'm gonna make it financing. Because yeah, project conception, that's definitely a life cycle. There you go. I gotta fix my quiz. All right. Yeah, I take a break till 10 o'clock, and then we'll come back with the lecture.
Is the review on Canvas?
It can be. Yeah, I'll put it up there for you guys.
Ya. Sí. A mí no me gusta.
Ya después, ya te digo, tomé, güey.
Did was it like the same questions on each quiz? So you just went with different answers on the wrong? Dennis.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Labs too? I didn't do labs.
No, I just didn't do that one. I took pointers like. So all the homework he says that it's like all points doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, but if you look at the percentage, like 20% of the grade is all the homeworks and the labs together.
But like last year, I didn't turn in like 20 point left. And I still got like a B plus.
I didn't know either.
Oh man.
Yeah. We did. You what? Yeah. It's gonna crash.
Bye.